This weird gent is called Drac. He's often seen flat on his back. But when he gets up, by heck, he's after a neck, then he crawls back to his sack. Welcome to Comic Book Editions Volume 260. Today I have a double remarque to unbox for you. I'm really excited about that. I have autographs in today's video. I have Marvel Comics. I have DC Comics. I have Marvel and DC Comics. It's going to be a fun video, and I'm happy that you're here for it. Welcome. But I don't want to go any further without saying thank you for 1,000 subscribers. Last Tuesday evening, I hit 1,000 subscribers. I've been on YouTube for 6 years, just over. And in most of my videos, you've heard me say 1,000 subscribers is my goal. And I finally hit it last week because of you. Slow and steady wins the race. I can't thank you enough to everyone that has reached out with kind words and messages and congratulations on hitting this milestone. I was stoked then, I'm stoked now, and I'm stoked for the future of my channel and getting to spend time with you. If you're not subscribed already, it's not too late. Click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when new content is added to this channel. The algorithm loves it when you give this video a thumbs up, a heart, and a like, and I love reading your comments, which I'll ask for at the end of today's video. If you're wondering, will there be a 1K celebration party? Absolutely. One is being planned. I'm also starting to think about the schematics of something on the background. Maybe during that 1K party is when I'll reveal it. I have to make sure that my 1,000 subscribers sticks and YouTube doesn't end up knocking me down, so I have to rebuild that because I know that is a possibility of happening. So I'm just making sure that that kicks in, and in the future you'll be hearing details about a 1,000 subscriber party with giveaways that I hope you'll be able to attend when it's announced. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's not lost on me that my 1,000 subscribers hit on Wonder Woman Day last Tuesday, and my Comic Book Editions Volume 259 video was a Wonder Woman Day themed all Wonder Woman haul, and I included some of the McFarlane Page Punchers. I had Wonder Woman, Golden Age, and Steve Trevor, Golden Age. The Steve Trevor is a chase figure. I mentioned at that time that I was lucky enough to get a pre-order for the new Cheetah Page Puncher, and it's here already. I didn't even know it had shipped. And all of a sudden I got a notification that your package is delivered, and there she was. So Cheetah is just released from McFarlane Toys. It's the Golden Age style of Cheetah. She, I believe, is also a chase figure, which you can tell by the little red insignia. That means that they don't produce enough of this figure as of other characters that are in the same wave. So it makes her harder to find. I can't believe that I actually got this pre-order. It took me about 20 minutes into the pre-order to be able to get one. I kept refreshing and refreshing and not available, not available. All of a sudden, about 20 minutes into it, I refreshed and there was one available that I could put in my shopping cart. So I checked out fast as lightning and it worked because she's here. So we have the figure. We have some interchangeable faces and hands for the Cheetah action figure. There's a trading card and a base. And the comic book that they selected for it, I thought was an interesting choice. It's Crisis on Infinite Earths #9. Of course, this is the famous All Villains cover. And the Golden Age Cheetah is down here in the corner. And that's what they also based the trading card from, this George Perez art. I myself would have probably picked something like Wonder Woman issue 230 to reprint. But what I've heard of some of these McFarlane Page Punchers, especially in these later waves, they like to recycle things. They used the same Crisis on Infinite Earths comic book for a Joker figure, I'm told. I've also heard they've started to recycle parts from previous figures and make them into new parts for new characters that they've done. So there's a lot of recycling going on, which probably answers the question why they chose the Crisis on Infinite Earths cover. It's not really a Cheetah-centric story by any means at all. And I mean, outside of the cover, I don't really remember her making much of an appearance inside the book. I'm sure a couple cameos and that's it. But the Cheetah Page Puncher definitely completes my, or at least gets me caught up to the Wonder Woman releases that McFarlane Toys has done so far in the Page Punchers line. And it came here lightning fast via Invisible Jet. Since we've been talking about Cheetah, let's go over here for Forever Evil A.R.G.U.S. Volume 1, issue number 5. This was released in 2014. Jeremy Roberts does the cover, Sterling Gates, the writer, and Neil Edwards is the interior artist. Now in Comic Book Editions, volume 198, I showed the previous issue, which had a great Steve Trevor, Cheetah, and Wonder Woman cover. And I talked about at that time, while I enjoyed the story, the cover really did not fit what the contents were, because you didn't see or find out that Cheetah is who they're going to face until like the last page. So that cover would have been better suited for what ended up being on this story. At Half Price Books, I was able to find this issue, and for a big whopping buck, I definitely threw my buck down and said, take my money so I can add this into my collection. We have Steve Trevor and Killer Frost teaming up together to take down Cheetah. And of course, the magic lasso, the lasso of truth, is heavily involved in this storyline too. It was a very good read, and I was happy to be able to, quite frankly, at random, find a comic book that's, over 10 years old just at a Half Price Books, the specific issue that I needed. So to me, it was just meant to be. While we're staying in the DC side, this is a facsimile of Batman Volume 1, Issue 237. The facsimile was released October of last year, so 2024. I could not find this anywhere. I started looking for this when it came out, and comic stores had it. They just were sold out. They were sold out of the regular. They were sold out of the foil option. I can't remember if there was a blank sketch cover. I just wanted a copy of it, and I had absolutely no luck. And I finally eventually turned to online as I was placing an order with a comic store, and I thought, I always look around to see if there's anything else that I need to help maximize shipping. And they had one of these in stock at the regular cover, so I said, yeah, I'm going to get this. Originally a 1971 story, some people consider this maybe one of the best Halloween stories ever. Neil Adams artwork. We have a Denny O'Neil story on here. This is another one of, and back in like 1971, both Marvel and DC did this. They had the Rutland Halloween Parade, where there would be characters from both Marvel and DC showing up in this Halloween parade. On the DC side, like in this issue, instead of Spider-Man, they have someone called Web-Slinger Man, which I think was supposed to be like the Marvel comics were existing in the DC Earth, but instead of calling him Spider-Man in the comic books, they called him Web-Slinger Man. That's kind of how I think. You also see glimpses of Invisible Woman, Thor, Doctor Doom, Captain America, and even Havoc and Quicksilver, which you might not expect to see focused. But they're in this Rutland Halloween Parade. I know there's several issues, as I mentioned, that are Rutland Halloween Parade. Avengers 83 is another one that comes to mind, too. I have that in my collection, too. The Lady Liberators issue. But finally got this facsimile. I mean, usually facsimiles aren't that tough to get into my collection, but this one was a little bit of work, but it certainly paid off. It was a great story, and there's a great, I think it's a splash of the Grim Reaper, or the Reaper just attacking Robin, that's similar to this cover art. So for the Halloween season, we do have a Batman-themed Halloween story. Since we're talking Halloween, I have a Halloween-themed back issue of the week, and it's back issue of the week, episode 200. I have not missed a week since I started doing the back issue of the week, so that's over 4 years worth. And it's Dracula versus Thor in the back issue of the week, episode 200, which that short dropped yesterday on my YouTube channel. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, that would be a treat, not a trick. So check that out. I would appreciate it. We'll segue over into some Marvel. Picked this one up at a comic book show. Did not pay anywhere close to $3 like the price tag says on it. It's Defenders Volume 1, issue number 72. Originally, this was published in 1979. Herb Trimpe does the cover and interior art, and it's a story written by Ed Hannigan. The Defenders start out the story by trying to rescue Hellcat, and once they have secured her, Doctor Strange takes them to Tunnel World, and they go through all sorts of storms and fight all sorts of monsters in their quest through and to get to Tunnel World. So that is the basis of this story. I'm really lazily trying to put together my Defenders Volume 1 run. I really don't focus on it a lot. Most of the issues, and honestly, most of the issues that I enjoy can be found quite cheaply when I go to comic book shows and stuff in the dollar bin. So I need to spend a little bit more attention on that and try to round out sometime in the future, or maybe focus a little bit more on my Defenders run, because I do enjoy most of these stories when I'm reading them. Okay, you ready to have some fun and games? Marvel's Big Book of Fun and Games. So when this was released in 2022, I knew of this, and I looked at the cover and I went, I thought, I wish this was the original Fun and Games comic book that they did back in the Bronze Age. And, looking at the cover, I'm like, it's not it. Well, cut 2 years later, more recently, somehow I was looking up Fun and Games, and I found out that this is a reprint of the majority of the stories and activity. I shouldn't say stories because it's not like a comic book, of the activity games that were in the original Fun and Games run. Word finds, word scrabbles, top secret codes, it says. We have word searches, spot the differences, drawing tutorials, little mini pinup posters and stuff. This is exactly what I was looking for, but because the art on the front looked modern and it didn't look like the Bronze Age stuff in the inside, I passed it by. I hate it when stuff on the outside on the cover doesn't match what you're getting on the inside. I just really despise that. Fun and Games lasted 13 issues between 1979 and 1980. I have 5 of those issues, mostly towards the end of the run in my collection. But when I was a little kid, I would go somewhere with my family, and sometimes we'd go to this place. It was kind of like a little pub, but you can get food and stuff there. We go there and eat as a special treat. And back in the corner, they had a box of puzzles and comic books and games and stuff. And they had a whole bunch of the earlier Fun and Games comic books that I didn't have in my collection. So going through this book, it brought back so many memories for me, even of the issues that I didn't have as a child. So I wanted this not to really play the games or anything. I wanted this for the artwork, because some of this artwork is just stellar that's in here, and it's so Bronze Age, and it's so my jam and my era that I love. And like I said, I don't think it's every page of every single issue between 1 and 13 reprinted in here, but it's definitely the majority of them. And they include all 13 covers right at the very beginning too, along with the foreword by Roy Thomas. So this really psyched me up to be able to add into the collection. And I just wish the cover was different. It's nothing wrong with the cover, it just doesn't match what's inside. I wish the cover more represented what was inside. So I got lots of Fun and Games ahead of me now that I have this into my collection. I've shown Marvel, I've shown DC. We're going to show Marvel and DC right now. I mentioned this last week in my video. New York Comic Con exclusive was this John Tyler Christopher Negative Space. The comic book is Deadpool and Batman, Volume 1, Issue 1, that was recently released. And besides those two teaming up, they had other Marvel and DC characters teaming up in mini stories after the main story. This John Tyler Christopher Negative Space, he said, is the very first time he's ever drawn Wonder Woman. And I love it. So it's Wonder Woman and Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, together on this cover, which is just out of this world. This thing sold out fast. They put a few up for sale before NYCC, and I remember when this was going on sale, I had even set my alarm for it. I was driving back from another town, and I pulled over to make sure that I would be able to get one of these because I knew it would sell out. It didn't sell out instantly, but it sold out in less than 24 hours, and the secondhand marketplace started getting flooded with these at much higher prices. He had a 9.8 option that I considered because I thought the price was very reasonable. Overall, I thought the price of this was reasonable, just in general. So I love this, and I hope John Tyler Christopher does some more DC books because that would be awesome. If you read the Batman Deadpool, let me know what you think or what you thought of the stories that were included. Isn't this, I mean, if this was a poster or a print or something, I would be all about this too, but I love the comic book, and I still have one more NYCC exclusive that has not arrived yet. It's from the artist Lyrics from a Wonder Woman Volume 4 issue, so you'll be seeing that in future comic book edition videos. I mentioned at the beginning of today's show that I have a special Double Remarque unboxing. So it is the Deadpool Batman comic book that I was just talking about. It's the same comic book as this, just with a different cover. It's one of the variant covers. I say we unbox it and then talk about it. Does that sound good? Obviously, it's sealed. I have not seen how the finished product turned out. Let's do that, okay? As soon as you come out of fast forward mode, we'll enjoy this together. So I took I turned the book upside down so I couldn't see it, so I have more of a reveal. I have a little thank you postcard here, and what do we have? Oh, so you can probably tell just based on the artwork that it's Terry Dodson. So Terry and Rachel Dodson did an awesome Captain America and Wonder Woman variant cover because there was a Cap and Wonder Woman story following the Deadpool and Batman one, which was a decent story. It could have used a few more pages. I think it would have even been better had they had more pages, but with the small amount of space they were given, I thought they made the most of it. Terry Dodson offered on his website a chance to get signed copies, a remarked copy, or a double remarque copy that was also signed and personalized, and that's what I went for. Usually when I find out about things like that, they've already been sold out. So now it is time to debut it. It's my first look, obviously, too. Oh, nice. Very nice. So the first thing that I noticed, too, and I love this, the to Ryan, or for Ryan, I should say, the personalization is coming out of Wonder Woman's mouth. I like that he put Wonder Woman above Cap and Cap above Wonder Woman and kind of reversed the two of them. So at the top, by Wonder Woman, it's signed by Terry Dodson. On the bottom, we have it signed by Rachel Dodson. So very, very cool. It actually, now that I'm looking at it a little bit more, I think Terry signed it twice because I think he signed it under Cap's remarque here, and then it's signed down here too with Rachel down below. That's what it looks like to me. Oh, I'm glad that I got this, and I thought that what it could have been cost-wise, it wasn't that bad for what I ended up getting. You know, Terry Dodson, did a run of Wonder Woman, which is a very good run of Wonder Woman, too. And I had his autograph already. I didn't have Rachel's autograph. Hadn't had the chance to meet him, but I had a friend get it for me at a comic convention, and I'm just really stoked and happy about this. And I like the remarque. I like how their heads are back to back. Yeah, I really, really like this. Oh, that's awesome. What do you think of this? I would like to know that. So make sure to leave me your comments on, do you have any remarks? I'd like to know that too. So make sure to leave me a comment about this. I just can't stop looking at this. This is just so cool. I do have an unsigned copy as well, but I'm happy to have this. I don't have a lot of remarks in my collection, so this makes it even more extra special. And to have one with both a Marvel and a DC character on the same book, obviously, you know, you don't get that opportunity that much. Sweet and awesome. Very, very nice. So thank you, Terry and Rachel Dodson, especially Terry, for the nice work that you put into my copy and my remarks on this book. I really appreciate it. That's sweet. So before I wrap up today's Comic Book Editions Volume 260 video, I've been talking for a little while that I'd like to show more autographs that I have in my collection. And last week, Transmissions from the NX7062 podcast A-okayed me an autograph that she got of Adrienne Palicki as Wonder Woman from the unaired pilot. And she also sent another autograph, and I said, I'll share it in this week's video, which I'm going to do now. I honestly have only glanced at this for a quick second, but really haven't spent a lot of time looking at it until now. So let's check this out. This is autograph from Jessie T Usher, who plays A-Train. on the TV show The Boys, and it says, to Ryan, his signature A-Train, the fastest luck something man alive. Or is it the fastest bleeping man alive? It could be that. It could be that. Very much could be that. I've been a fan of the TV show The Boys since its inception. You know, I had a coworker at the time who said, you really need to be watching this. And I thought, yeah, it's just kind of a ripoff of DC Marvel, but got so immediately hooked on the show and love it. I would love to have more autographs from the cast of The Boys. I'd especially like to have The Deep. I would like to have Queen Maeve and Homelander. Those would be 3 amazing autographs to add into my collection, and maybe someday I'll be able to do that. But I've gotten started thanks to Stephanie, Transmissions from the NX7062 podcast. I've left a link for her channel, which is more Star Trek based, but she does talk pop culture in the link for this video. So you can subscribe her up. I know she certainly would appreciate it. And it's always nice to help a community grow and someone with a YouTube channel help him get another subscriber. Trust me, I know that really means something. That's sweet. Thank you so much, my friend. This is not so much comic book related, but this summer I had a chance to get this. It's pop culture. I wanted to share this with you. I had 2 of these autographs already, and I was missing one to complete this. But this summer, Kate Jackson made an appearance at the Hollywood show, and I was able to complete my Charlie's Angels photograph. So I have it signed and personalized by Jaclyn Smith, Farrah Fawcett, and Kate Jackson. I was so happy. I've been waiting for Kate to make an appearance. Right now, I'm waiting for Kim Fields to make some appearance somewhere because I have a Facts of Life cast photo that's just missing her, and it's completed. So I need that to happen. If you know of Kim Fields appearing anywhere, make sure to let me know now or in the future. So I added this into the collection. I've always kind of wanted to talk about my autographs on my channel. That was something I thought about since I really started the channel. And I'm finally kind of getting around to it. Let me know if you like this. I won't spend a lot of time on these, but I'll pass those along. Charles Kelley, if you know the group Lady A, formerly Lady Antebellum, he is one of the co-lead singers of the trio. He did a solo album this summer, and it's supposed to sound like an 80s pop album. And I think that he achieves the mark on there. Got a signed CD of it. He also does a really good version of Cyndi Lauper's Time After Time. And in the bundle, they included a unique Polaroid, which was hand-signed by Charles as well from one of the lyric video shoots that they did for lyric video. So I like having these autographs in my collection. I've had Charles and Lady A's autograph several times in my collection already, but it's always nice to have another. And another musician, older country music musician, maybe you haven't thought of for a while. I'm a huge Barbara Mandrell fan. That's probably a name, like I said, you haven't thought about for a while. They re-released an album that she did, a gospel album called Precious Memories, and they re-released it, put a new picture on it. I had the original release, but her website did this insane sale. They don't have a lot of stuff on their website, but what they have is really cool. And they offered a signed copy, and I thought, I couldn't buy this, let alone a signed copy for the price that they're offering it. So I picked one up. Also at the same time, I already had her out-of-print CD called The Keys in the Mailbox, but mine wasn't signed. So let's get a signed copy of that as well. Incidentally, my friend, just a little podcast, Cookie, the song on this CD is Tall Drink of Water. Just saying. She also does a good version of When a Man Loves a Woman on this album. And also on her website, I did a signed mini poster. So there you go. Those are some of my autographs that I've added, non-comic book related, that I've added into my collection this past summer. Let me know if in the future you want me to show things like this too, pop culture and some musician or autographs that I add into my collection, because I'm happy to do that if there's an interest for it. There's a Hollywood show coming up in January, and they have some people already that I'm interested in. So maybe I'll be able to snag some new autographs at the beginning of 2026 to add into my collection. What did you think about everything I showed today in my video? I want to talk about it all. Leave me a comment. Let me know your favorites if you have any of this stuff, looking for any of this stuff, want to put some of this stuff in your collection, what autographs do you have? Let's talk about that and more. Signature King has sent me an A.O.K. that's in the mail. So I think that's what we'll be unboxing in Comic Book Editions 261. And I am told there are autographs in that box. So that's probably what we're going to do next week. Before then, this upcoming Sunday, Signature King and I, along with Silver Hair Bronze Age Babe, will be doing the greatest DC Comics show on YouTube, Fanboys Live in the Retro Review, 8:15 p.m. Eastern, 7:15 p.m. Central here on my YouTube channel. Look forward to seeing you then. Have a happy, healthy, and safe week. Thanks for making it to the end of this Comic Book Editions 260 video, but more. Thank you for 1,000 subscribers. So stoked. You guys are awesome. It have made me feel amazing. So couldn't do it without you. Wouldn't want to. Can't wait to hang with you again soon. Until then, take care and be well. Bye for now. Welcome to Comic Book Editions, volume 640. Nope, 640. I'm on 260. There's some Marvel, there's some DC, and then some